All right, testing 1, 2. We got this. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another epic flight around the United States flights. We're continuing it tonight, and we're going from International Falls, Minnesota to Duluth, Minnesota. Really quick flight. Should take us approximately, let me double check this again, 59 minutes, about an hour, and should be a good time. Again, I'll get some music started here. That might help us. And I have the next leg planned just in case, but we'll see because it's getting late here on the East Coast. Had a lot of things pop up. I actually wanted to do this flight a little earlier, but we might see our first snow because in Duluth it said it's snow in the METAR. So we'll see if that carries over to here. And if not, we'll be fine either way. That sim we'll also be using along with Microsoft Flight Simulator Traffic. And they do have Minneapolis Center happening here, and I'm going to be departing from here and going again to Duluth, but I have to put my flight plan in still, so we will do that together. Here we go. Actually, it's already in there. We're also going to change this to 3,500 because it's overcast at 5,500 last time I checked. Take us about 59 minutes, and we will save it first. And then we will connect to VATSIM. Very good. And now we will file that flight plan. Clicking file flight plan. It's all off the on the first monitor there, but it's basically the same thing you just saw. And now we are connected to VATSIM, and we'll have Minneapolis Center for flight following if we want it. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if I feel like doing flight following, seeing that it's just center and there's not many aircraft in the area. So, but all right, let's get this aircraft started and let's get a start on this, shall we? By the way, while you're waiting, I did release a new real-world flight video of my flight to Willimantic, Connecticut, to Wyndham, as we like to call it, New England, Wyndham Airport, and it was a really nice flight. So if you want to check that out, that'd be awesome. While you're there, maybe subscribe and give me a thumbs up and like that video if you like it. So seat, track backs, lock. I have everything on here, which it shouldn't be. So let me fix this for a quick second. Let me test the throttles and stuff on the quadrant. And we should be good. Alright, my right rudder is still not fixed because I'm waiting for them to get more rudder pedals so I can buy a new set. But so if I have to kick the right rudder and it goes kind of jerking to the right, you understand why. Seat track back lock, avionics are off, autopilot's off, throttle 1/4 of an inch. And it's not working. No! I might have to restart the simulator. Let's see what's going on here. My son got a new game on Steam today. He's only 7, but he's pretty good. So we got him Storm Chasers, and I had to disconnect everything. Oh, there we go. It was a cable that was not plugged in. So let's see if it's working now. Oh, no. Keep default. Let's see what happens. All right, resume. Maybe it'll work. Yeah, because I have SPAD working. All right, let's just double check things here. I had to disconnect all the controls because it was messing with the menu and the mouse. So, all right, 1/4 of inch throttle. Trim wheel is already working, and thank God for SPAD because that's why everything works still. All right, with that, fixture full lean, brakes are set, master on, beacon on, fuel pump should not be on, but now it will be on. The switch and full rich mixture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, full lean, pump off, and now we'll say clip up, and magnetos on while we increase the mixture. And there we go. It's starting up. Oh, maybe not. You know what I forgot? I forgot to turn the fuel on again. Remember, that's in the pre-flight. We don't really pre-flight this on the simulator. So here we go. Clip up. There we go. It's always that little knob that gets me because you have to check it during pre-flight in real world, and I make sure it's on, and then we also make sure it's on again. But you know, pretty much pre-flight, it's already on, so it's good. But in the simulator, it always defaults to, hey, it's off all the time. So, all right, brakes, clear prop, blah, 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 blah. Oil pressure is where it should be. It's not in the green like it is in the real world, but it's always like that in the simulator. Light test required, make sure it's required. So let's put our landing taxi and nav lights on to the nav of the ADS-B. Alright, seatbelt harnesses, flaps are up. Let's just test the switch though. Good, just checking that on the other quadrant that I use for the flap switch. Heat vent defrost, it is like 30 degrees out, so we will put some cabin heat on. There you go. Like I said, we might see some snow in Duluth if it gets in there with Rex Weather Force, which is the best weather engine so far for Microsoft Flight Simulator. But I'm wishing and hoping that Active Sky would come out with their own version, because I kind of like their accuracy better. Alright. Avionics on. Transponder on. Go. ATIS. Let's get my flight log here. Good news is the radio is working, the radio panel, so everything's plugged in still. And the ATIS is on 120.0.
Charlie Yankee Alpha Golf automated weather observation 2100 Zulu. Wind 270.
That doesn't sound like what I'm looking for.
Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear. Temperature -3 C dew point. 13 C altimeter 3012. Kilo India November Lima automated weather observation 2100 Zulu. Wind 270 at 12. Visibility 9er. Sky condition clear. Temperature -3 C dew point. 13 C altimeter 3012. Charlie Yankee Alpha Golf.
Alright, let's see if the altimeter sets right. I doubt it does. No, because we're still thinking clear weather, but when we do the run-up, I'll switch it to 3012. That's a bug of weather forces. It doesn't put in, excuse me.
Charlie Yankee Alpha Golf automated weather observation.
That's Immunicomms 122.8. Okay, back to the checklist. Just gotta make sure that this thing is working, which it should be. GPS, that is. Yep, okay. Checklist. Altimeter will be set. I'm going to transponder squawk, alt and squawk. Yep, ADS-BN's on. Radio test. Let's go to Minneapolis Center to test the radio voice. 133.4. Minneapolis Center, November 489 Echo Foxtrot. Radio check, please.
Number 489er Echo Foxtrot, Minneapolis, loud and clear.
Thank you, 9 Echo Foxtrot. Alright, now, we might have to use them. No, we're in Class E, and Duluth is Class D. So we might have to call them on Duluth, but see what happens. Not that I want to totally avoid them, it's just, I don't know. We'll just follow what we do, which is Class E, means non-towered. So no clearance is needed. We could check them for flight following if you want to, but there's not many aircraft there, so I might just fly it without it, and we'll go with it. So, alright, tax sight's already there. Brakes will test on the way out. And let me get my airport diagram here. Wind is from 27, so I'm thinking we depart from runway 31. So we just take a right and go down Alpha over here, down to 31. Alright, so with that, we will head down and do a run-up. Here we go. Alright, brakes are good. Hope everyone's doing well tonight. I did mean to fly the past 2 days. Just got kind of busy at home, so. And it's getting a little hectic with COVID at the school I teach at right now, because we just got an email today that they have 4 cases of it. So I'm teaching remotely though, so luckily I don't have any exposure, which is exactly why I'm teaching remotely. So, but we're doing the best we can. So that being said, let's get our mind off of that and let's just have some fun flying. So remember, the chat is open. If you feel like chatting, go ahead. If you feel like just kicking back and watching, please do. And I appreciate you just watching my stream as it is. So, but we are on our next leg of the Around the USA flight. So we might even do a second leg. I have to decide that once I land in Duluth, Minnesota. So, but we are making our way back east, and I'm hoping that by sometime in November we'll be back in Plymouth, Massachusetts, and that means that we've done the whole perimeter of the United States. I'm going to turn off this marker. I don't need that. I'm going to do a run-up right here at the end. it over a little bit more and turn. But I am waiting for those Thrustmaster TPRs to come back in stock. They're sold out everywhere. And I think those are the rudders I'm going to get. They look like they're probably the best ones out there. But I'm also waiting for the honeycomb rudders to come out, which no one has said a release date on those yet. So, choice of two of those. Brakes are set. Fuel set to both. Trim set for takeoff. Okay, flight controls in right, back, left, all the way in and centered. Good. I would also look at the ailerons in the elevator in real life, but it's a simulator, so we're just gonna pretend I did that. Annunciator lights. We'll test them by pushing that thing up. All the lights are lit up. That's awesome. All right, instruments. Turning pointers in the middle. No flag. Heading indicator should be about 315. There you go. I set the altimeter now to 3012. It's weird. It's like once you start taxiing, then it'll put in the correct altimeter setting. So, but not until you move. I don't get it. Rex, fix that. Vertical speed looks good. Altimeter looks good. Yep, should be about 1,000, almost 200. Horizon's good. Airspeed looks good. All right, with that, mixture best power. Let's go to 1800 and set the best power. So now, seeing that we're at 1800, we're going to leave out the mixture and go maximum RPMs. Right about there. All right, now go back to 1800, and we'll test our magnetos. First is the right magneto. Looks good. Back to both. Left magneto. Very good. Back to both. All right. Vacuum is in the green. Amps should be on the 0 or slightly charging. They never are in this model. I don't know why. Oil pressure, oil temperatures in the green. Idling. Good. All right. Should be. Yeah, that's good. All right. Back to 1,000. We'll turn this puppy around and we'll start our little briefing. So, if we're on the takeoff roll and there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will abort takeoff and land directly ahead on the runway. If we are under, say, 2,000 feet, there's a problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will land directly ahead. No more than 30-degree turns. Best glide speed in this plane is 68. If we are above 2,000 and this problem, mechanical emergency or otherwise, we will take a turn to, that changed, that was weird. Take a turn to the left and land downwind in the taxiway, the grass, the runway, whatever's available to us. Best glide speed again is 68. With that, strobes go on. Everything else looks good. Get my stopwatch ready for my checkpoint times. And we should be good to go. So, switch that to map. Go back to my flight log. And we should be at our first checkpoint array, which I will double check on the sectional after this. But we're on Unicom, so we're good. Alright, it's International Falls here. International Falls traffic says the 9 Echo Foxtrot departing runway 31, departure to the southeast. International Falls. We're looking pretty good. So here we go. Alright, Radar's kind of working a little bit tonight, so that's cool. First year I thought a lot. So maybe it'll work its way out. I don't know. But see what happens with those new rudder pedals when they come. Alright. We're in the center, on the floor, rotate at 55, climb at 74. Here we go. Also got my aileron correcting to the left a little bit because the winds are from 270. Rotate. Climbing at 74. There we go. Alright, pattern altitude here again is about 2,110. So, about 2,100 I will take a look around, and then we'll make our turn on the course to the left. And again, the Canadian border is right in front of us, so we have to be kind of careful of that. So we are going to turn pretty soon, like 2,900-ish or so. I mean 1,900-ish. But it's going to be a pretty tight turn here to the left, because the Canadian border is literally past that lake right there. That's the Canadian border. So let's take a turn to the left, clear. And you can see that we're going to stay within the continental United States. But this river right there, that's pretty much the border. So again, we climb the 3,500 to stay under this overcast ceiling here. And I have a magnetic heading of 161 here. Let's just take a look really quick to my left. We're looking good. International Falls, we'll see you later. And turning 161. Probably a little bit more than 161 because we wanted to cross over the airport to be there. So probably like 150. There we go. Beautiful. Alright, we're going to trim up. Climb at 80. Again, that is International Falls, Minnesota. Was a very interesting flight coming in the last stream because I had icing happening all over the place. Tonight, there could be a slight chance of icing, but there isn't like what it was a couple days ago, which is why we also waited on these flights for a little bit. There's no air mets except for turbulence around Duluth, so we have to be careful of that. So the icing air met is no longer valid. So all right, we're at 3,000. I'm gonna lean out a little bit more, maximum RPMs. Yep. Right about there. Okay, trim down. We're at 3,500. We're also gonna go back to 2,400 RPMs here. All right, and our first checkpoint will be Ray, like I said earlier. Forgot to set the stopwatch. I'm also gonna turn on course. Ray is, to tell you the truth, I don't really know. Where the heck is Ray? It's gotta be here somewhere, because I said it's a checkpoint. We will find it. Just want to worry about flying first. Come on, trim down. There you go. Alright. Rat Root River. It was hard to find some checkpoints here to base. Oh, Ray, it's a little town outside, yeah. And it has train tracks going to it. So, maybe these are the train tracks. Yeah, that looks like train tracks to me. And then Ray will be at the edge of it right over here. So, that is our first checkpoint for tonight. Again, I originally had this planned for 5,500 cruising altitude, but that is not going to happen because of the overcast clouds. So, I'm going to leave it as it is. And we'll see what the first checkpoint time is and then affect all the other times appropriately. Just trying to get this to trim down more, excuse me. Ground speed of 122 knots. It's a pretty good speed. Not as good as the 140 I got a couple of flights ago, but I calculated 128 for my ground speed, so it's around there. Excuse me while I get some iced tea at the same time. But if you are here, I appreciate you coming in for the stream. Always do. And should be a pretty good flight. We just got to stay underneath these overcast clouds. Sky Vector is saying Duluth is overcast at 4,900, but 10 square miles of visibility. So again, something we should be able to do. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to fill the plane. But you know what the good news is? I know it's gonna take less than half a tank. 15.9 gallons required, and that's with the 5 in reserve, 5 gallons in reserve. So really, it's like 10.9. So we should be fine with half a tank. But might want to remember that. Minnesota still Minnesota. We're not getting out of Minnesota for a while. So next flight, it would be going to Ironwood, KIWD. So let's see where that is. I planned these flights way back in June, so trim up. But we'll see if we have enough time. Actually, we'll be in Michigan. If we do the second leg, we'll be in Michigan, which is Ironwood, Michigan, and go Gebic, Iron County Airport. But right now we're going to Duluth, and what I remember about Duluth is they have that clothing line. It's like rugged camping type inspired clothing. Duluth Traders, I think it's called. So gotta trim up again. There are the train tracks, and Ray should be coming up off my left, so somewhere around here. The intersection of everything, which is why I kind of picked that. So that would be Ray, Minnesota out there. Once we're parallel of that with this big road, which is why I picked it, that will be our checkpoint. So I have a flight time of 4 minutes, but again, I forgot to start that right away. So, and we only had to climb to 3,500, not 5,500. So just wish this trim would be accurate. All right, so we'll call it 5 minutes, which makes sense, especially that we calculated for 5,500 feet and we only went to 3,000. So give us a little quicker time here. Come on, trim up. All right, so we should be at Net Lake in about 8 minutes ahead of us, and I'm totally going off course and should be at 161, but I'm going 180. So doing 5 million things at once. Right to our left here is Rat Root River. Let's see if that's in here. That would be this river right here. So Rat Root River, that kind of looks intriguing. And Beaver Creek up ahead on our right. I don't know if we can see that at all yet. Probably not. But what I'm really intrigued about is as we get to Duluth, seeing that there's snow there. I mean, I'm going to add it to my favorite airports here. Let's see if it still has snow in the METAR. I know that when I did it with the Microsoft default weather and I put it set to snow, it showed snow all over the ground. But Duluth is still saying overcast 4,900, but no snow anymore. So that sucks. I was hoping to see snow on one of my streams, but who knows? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. We'll just keep flying either way. So Duluth, Minnesota. Never been to Minnesota in our life. Has anyone else been to Minnesota? Looks like a little bit of rugged, but yet green. See, now the trim's going way too high, even though I kind of had it set for a while. So I don't know. Keep working on this. Come on. Regardless, Net Lake is going to be the big lake up ahead. You can't miss it. It's actually right there. So it was a good checkpoint. And see if that happens. So, well, it should have. It's right there. I mean, you know. But take a look outside. We're starting to see a little bit more civilization and roads compared to where we came from. And things are a lot greener here. So we are real world weather, but we are not real world time because I wanted to get some daylight in here. So again, we'll see. Hopefully there's no icing or anything like that coming up, because that's pretty scary when I had the whole cockpit icing up and I had to land there and there's rain and everything. So it was interesting. I had to descend and it still wasn't like melting the ice off. I was afraid of ice on the wings, which there was, but it wasn't like accumulating too bad. net lake out there, and yeah, just a good night to fly. Again, I wish I flew a little bit more this weekend, but just wasn't in the cards. Feel free, if you like what you see and you want to follow me in the rest of the flights here around the USA. We're also going to throw some other flights in between. As part of the Virtual USA Flying Club, I think I'm going to try to make a fly-in event for a Thanksgiving-themed Plymouth, Massachusetts fly-in. And that's my home base in real life, and that's where the Pilgrims landed, so it just kind of lines up. So I think I'm going to try to make some type of fly-in event. Not for the day of Thanksgiving, because I think people want to spend it with their families or, you know, to reflect. But around that time, we'll see what I can do. Ground speed 122 knots. Pretty good. If this thing would just trim out and stay the way it's supposed to, that'd be amazing. And again, we'll call up Minneapolis Center when we get closer to the Delta and have them treated as the Class D tower. So, but we might do that second leg. We might not. Gonna have it all planned out, and that'd be from Duluth to what did I say? Ironwood, Michigan, and then we're definitely gonna call it a night after that because I have to work tomorrow. Fortunate and unfortunate at the same time. But we're going to be doing some new things on this Twitch stream too. I'm going to look into getting like sound effects you can basically activate through loyalty points. People that are watching, I guess behind the scenes, it is building your loyalty points, because I kind of looked at that the other day. So we'll see if that carries over. But we're going to see about getting some more interactive stuff here. And the way that you can all help is by following. I need 13 more followers to become an affiliate, so that we can get some emojis going on and all that. So that would be amazing to get some custom emojis. But we'll make it together eventually. I know we will, you know. So I appreciate the subscribers on the Eric Flight YouTube channel. Then we'll try and get that to 1,000 subscribers. We're up to 306, I think that was the last time I checked. So, but it'd be wonderful to get to 1,000 there. And we'll just keep working for it. That's all we can do. So, all right, that is Net Lake. Actually, there's a town called Net Lake, so I'm figuring the lake's called Net Lake. Oh, well, thank you very much, MN Runner, for following.
Kind of flying here.
As you know,
lawsuits. Well, who does?
heck flat. As you know, we're trying to get this to get to 50 at least, so I can get some emojis and interactive stuff. So I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Again, and when I check out the Sim Caesar streams and stuff, I'm just like, man, that has everything set up there. Like, he's got Python scripts and everything. So I've just been checking into that, but I need to definitely get my followers up there. And that shows me, one, that you actually do care about what I do, and two, I want to make it more interactive and fun, so you keep coming back. So keep working hard on that. So thank you very much again. That lake right there, the town is right there on the little cusp right there of the lake. So when we're right about there, that's when we will get a checkpoint time. And I think I said 13 minutes. I have 11.5 minutes on my watch, so we're doing good on times here. Again, if the trim would just kind of stay where it's supposed to be, that'd be wonderful. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, go ahead and chat it up, because that also helps with the Epic Flight Twitter channel as well. Again, getting towards that affiliate. 50 members, I'm going to earn every single one. I'm not just asking. You have to like what you see. But anything that you could do in your power to help me get there would be totally appreciated. And I'll keep working very hard to make these streams entertaining and not just a man flying on a plane for an hour. It's just even a real plane. Jeez, that sounds lame, doesn't it? But love simming and I love flying in real life, and sometimes this is all you can do. Again, I had to cancel my flight on Saturday due to winds gusting up to 25 knots. And that was pretty much all of where I was going to go, because I was going to get another cross country, but with the 152, and that didn't work out. I have 2 more Eric Flight videos to edit for the Eric Flight YouTube channel, real world life videos, that is. But I did put up one just a couple days ago from my Willimantic trip in the 152, Willimantic, Connecticut, that is, at Wyndham Airport, and that was a really nice flight. So check that out on the Eric Flight YouTube channel as well. Here's that lake right there. Look at that. Look at all these trees. I love the trees in the simulator. Really do. I think they look really, really good. What's that little thing? Oh, small trees, I guess. I don't know. But even the water, that looks fantastic. That looks fantastic. We departed here probably around 4 p.m. their time. So we might get into the evening hours here. We might not, but we'll see. So I had the simulator running for about an hour while I was putting the kids to bed. I did not because I wanted to, but I couldn't get on there with my other obligations. So the last thing I flew in was, I think was it Saturday or Friday? I think it was Friday. The SimulatorAviation.com had a flight around Cape Cod and southern New England, a bunch of airports, and like every single airport except for 2 I've flown to in the real world. So I thought, man, that's pretty cool. I'm going to do it on the simulator. That leg check-in time was 13 minutes, so I'll count that as on time. And now our next checkpoint is Kilo Charlie Quebec Mike, which will be on our left, and we'll see if we can see it. There should be a road and some train tracks along with it, but it'll be off our left. But did you fly in it, Daniel? Because they were giving away that the scenery too, which I kind of wanted to go for. I did attempt to record a stream of me doing some communications at Bridgeport, and yeah, I forgot to turn the microphone on, so I did it for nothing. But I noticed that the default Microsoft Flight Simulator was it was weird. Like they were missing like a taxiway, and you had to like taxi over grass. So something I probably want to get in the future. Again, sorry about the ice date, but not sorry at the same time. Gotta stay hydrated here. If I'm on all this talking. From what I heard, though, that was a good event the other night. And the Simulated Aviation, they did that flight again today at 1 p.m. That's what happened. So it was Friday. They did it again. I just couldn't fly then either because again, of obligations with kids and family. So, but we'll keep trying. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I love Martha's Vineyard. I love flying there in real life. Again, the last time I went there, I took my e-bike and I went all around the island. Went to Jaws Bridge, to Edgartown, just by my e-bike, and got me some exercise at the same time. I don't use the throttle a lot. I basically even on pedal assist 1 just for timing issues, so I can get back to the airport and see the maximum amount of stuff. But love Martha's Vineyard. And for Plymouth, it's only like a 25-minute flight at most, so it's also cheap. Well, I should say cheaper than most flights. But yeah. They're also cool because they have, it's Class D, but they have like right patterns and stuff too, when it's not cold. So do you like the scenery at Martha's Vineyard? Because it's also beautiful to fly into, or fly out of. That lake out there is Pelican Lake. That's on the sectional as well. And you'll see Kilo Oscar Romeo Bravo out there as well. Just another airport. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. It's right on the little edge of Pelican. Oh, it's right out there actually. So our checkpoint's the next airport coming down though. which again is Cook Airport. I was going to Cook Airport. Doesn't say regional at all. .119 knot ground speed. But I did do it with Rob when they actually had the original one planned. It's just that Tim from Simulated Aviation, he had a last minute thing that happened, so I flew it with Rob from the Virtual USA Flying Club, and we had fun. It took us about a little over 2 hours, but it didn't seem like 2 hours. And I did it starting in day, and it shifted over to night. But it was great to see the airports that I flew into in real life and what they look like on the simulator. So. Alright, we are 38 minutes away, 76.8 nautical miles, and if you look at the gold bar at the top of the stream, it will show you where we are in relation to the percentage of our flight. So we're about 40% done. And when that gold bar goes away, it means we're at our destination. So, but not bad flying weather. It was a little overcast, obviously. And let's get an updated BTAR for Duluth. Overcast at 4,900, 10 square miles visibility, and it might drop down a little bit, and it might have some showers, but there's also supposed to have some snow showers here and there as well. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see snow, maybe we won't. We'll have to just check it out and see what happens. But when I tested the simulator for snow, it was good. You know what place I want to fly to in real life next for Connecticut, I think, and it's kind of scary at the same time. I want to go to, God, let me find it. I want to go to Bradley International. It's scary because it's like Class C, and there's probably like fees when you're down there at the FBO and everything. But they have the New England Air Museum there. So I've hit most of the airports I wanted to on the eastern part of Connecticut, so now I have to start going a little further. And Hartford would be one also. Hartford looks pretty good, which is Class D, but Bradley has the New England Air Museum like right north of it, like literally on the airport across the road. So that's why I kind of want to visit there and check that out. But we'll see. I have to investigate that more. And with whatever money I do save from not flying, it either goes to my airplane someday fund, or basically just save money for longer flights, because again, I've done almost every airport on Cape Cod. I have to get to Nantucket still. Probably gonna wait till spring for that one. And now that Maine is open to Massachusetts residents without having to have proof of a COVID test, I might actually start going into Maine a little bit. And eventually I also want to go to Mount Washington Regional in New Hampshire. So those are real world flights I'd like to do, but they're gonna cost a little bit more, which means that I need to get the YouTube income and just maybe stave off as many flight hours as I do at some other flights. So, and again, that YouTube income is not from the Airflight channel. That's actually from my first YouTube channel that helped me pay for my private and everything, and pays for flights nowadays. But it'd be wonderful to get the Airflight channel to do some of that as well, because that means I can do those longer flights and have more frequency of flights, even though it's really not that bad. I do about 3 a month, 4 a month. I'd like to do more. It'd be awesome to get a lot more, obviously. And anyways, where am I going with this? I keep track of everything with budgeting and see where I can go, but I want to do those summer trips that I had planned for this summer till COVID hit. Either the Woodstock Festival site, or I could go to Fort Ticonderoga in upstate New York. So that would be for this summer, again, if COVID actually goes away and there's no restrictions on anything. So I don't want to do those longer flights just to go there and have to be rushed through everything. So, oh, it looks like the clouds are broken here. This looks pretty good. But again, at Duluth, it says overcast at 4,900, so we'll stay at 3,500 the whole way, and we should be fine. Cook Airport should be coming off our left pretty soon. Let's take a look outside. And Really don't see it yet, but it is out there. This road is north of it, and then be out here somewhere. So keep an eye out for it. I'm also working on repaints for this 172, and again, I'm not an expert at that or anything, but I've tried doing it, and I have to import it and see what it looks like. So it's a lot more intricate than FSX or Prepared ever was. So. Oh, look at that sun reflection. That's pretty sweet too, huh? I guess this isn't DirectX 12 yet, and I guess that when the Xbox version comes out, they're gonna have an update to DirectX 12. I read that somewhere. So, seeing that I have a 2080, hopefully that ray tracing will come into effect. I don't know how much it's gonna affect it. I think it looks great already, but it's nice to be able to stream and play on the same computer. So. Can't complain with that, and that's kind of what I built this computer with my 6-year-old, now 7-year-old son. So, and he's starting to play games too. So he got a little bonus from it. His games aren't exactly as intricate as mine though. He loves Storm Chasers, which is available on stream, and he also loves Universe Sandbox. So that's what he's been doing lately. But I'm looking for this airport here. Cook should be off our left here. Just a matter of finding it. Very flat out here too. Is that it? Distance has one runway. If not, I'll use the GPS and we'll estimate from there. Oh, I don't know. I have no clue. I think it's just an upgrade in the store. That's what I thought it was. It's like deluxe content. So if you go into the marketplace, it should be under deluxe content. And then you should be able just to buy that within it. So yeah, but I bought the whole version because I knew I was going to want the one with the steam gauges and everything else. I mean, I always buy the deluxe version of games I'm going to play over and over again. I don't have a problem laying down the money for it because I know that I'll be using it for hours. Like, I think Steam has me at 180 something hours already on this, which might be excessive or might not be, but it also helps me practice. But yeah. You should be able to upgrade in the marketplace. And a lot of people did that too because they weren't sure if they wanted to do it or not. But like I said, flight simming is basically mostly what I do on my PC, other than work and editing and this and that, editing video. So for me, wow, 79 bucks. Yikes. How much was the standard, if you don't mind me asking? Because I can't remember. I mean, I bought this on the pre-buy, and I had Microsoft first, but then I went to. All right, I got like 26 minutes for Cook here, so let's see what that is for my checkpoint time. We're about 3 minutes behind, but we're okay still. 44, 49, 56, but we're still on track here. Total flight time of 56 minutes estimated right now. 79 bucks. I mean, I like it because, excuse me, it's weird. I fly steam gauges in real life. I've never done a G1000, but when I fly the Cirrus in this, obviously you fly with the G1000, and it's pretty cool, but it's not totally accurate. Whereas this, it's pretty accurate. It floats a little bit much on landings. It's 140. Yeah. How much did I pay? I did the pre-buy. So like 130. So it's like $10 more maybe than the pre-buy. Next checkpoint, by the way, is a highway up ahead. It should be in 8 minutes, and I don't think I got a number on that highway, but it was very predominant in the thing here. It's hard to find some checkpoints to pick out. Yeah, you would, but it's Microsoft, and again, that's just the way it goes, you know? So, and if anyone's stingy, it's me, because I try to save my money for flying, and I don't even touch my salary to do that. So that's why I do the YouTube videos on the Eric DIY channel. See, you see a little theme right there? But I've been doing that since 2013, and I wasn't counting on money, but from all the videos I've done over time, it paid for everything from flying, so. Yeah. No, I feel for you, but I think it would be well worth it because, again, I don't do the G1000 unless I'm on the Cirrus. And the two main aircraft I should say the three main aircraft I fly, the 152, 172, because I fly those in real life, and then the Cirrus because I really like it. So, and I might take lessons in that after my instrument rating. So, I mean, I guess you're kind of stuck too because it's either you pay that or you don't get it. So. That stinks. And if legally I could give you a copy, I would, but obviously, you know. Like my brother had the Game Pass for Xbox or whatever, and he was going to get the standard from that. So I guess that was free if you're a Game Pass member or something like that. I don't do consoles. I haven't done consoles in the longest time. But I ended up buying him the Premier Deluxe version for his birthday, because I was like, dude, you got to get it at least. Because he actually got me into flight sims way back in like the 90s. And then it just kind of blossomed from there. But yeah, we fly flights here and there on it and everything. And we have fun with it. So, well, I know it's cash you'd have to plunk down, but I think it's worth it having the Steam version here. What I would like them to do is I like them, and I don't know if Coronado would do this because Coronado has quality control issues, if you ask me. And I mean, they're okay, but they got some issues with aerodynamics and stuff like that on the paired FSX models, at least. But I was flying the 172N there, and I kind of liked having a variety rather than just the all updated suite of GPS and everything, and you know, having carb heat and stuff. So, but I kind of miss having carb heat because all the planes I fly in the world are operated, so of course they have carb heat and stuff. But you can't beat this. I mean, but this is a $300-something thousand Cessna 172. It's not really something I'm going to be flying in the real world anytime soon unless someone really likes me a lot. So, all right, I got about 30 minutes of flight time. 34 to the highway. See, I'm trying to figure out what highway I picked up because I did this. Oh, I see where it is. It's this highway right here. It's right off of Mountain Iron, Minnesota, and there's mines and tailing ponds, whatever that is. But I don't. So we'll see. But it's right before the Evelith VOR outer ring, shall we call it? So, yeah. I mean, I would definitely pony up for it and just buy it in one shot and just call it done. I know, again, it kind of sucks, but that way you have all the content, at least in the basic game, and you don't have to worry ever again, so. But you're not the only one that's gonna have that problem either. So, yeah, well, that's a 152 for you. You know, like I got my all my private training in the 152, and it kept costs down. It's $100 an hour a wet, which it still is. I think it started out as $95 an hour a wet. So, problem is that you can't really take heavy people in it. And I'm a heavier person already, so you can't fit two of me in it without taking out fuel. So. But it's a basic training airplane, so. But also, if I were to buy a plane and it was just me flying solo all the time, I'd buy a 152. But seeing that I want to take some passengers, I've been saving up very slowly to buy like a 172P or an N model, so. Which is kind of what I fly at the flight school right now. We have a 172M, 172N, and a 172P. Oh, you're gonna like it. Actually, when I fly the 152 now, after flying the 172 in real life, it seems easier to handle than even a 172. I'm trimming a lot more with the 172. And the 152, I hardly trim unless I'm going for like a long cruise. So it's a really capable aircraft, and it's forgiving. That's what I would say. And I was supposed to fly the one that I did my check ride in for nostalgia regions this Saturday, but the thing about 152 is it doesn't handle winds as well as the 172, but they're pretty comparable. If you learn in the 152, The 172 is just a bigger version of the 152 and heavier, so therefore you have to trim it a little bit more. But I took 5 hours of training in the 172 after I got the private pilot certificate, and then he's like, all right, signed off, because you have to do that for insurance purposes at any place that rents basically anyways. They have to at least do an hour of ground and an hour of flight at most places. So we're coming up on this highway though, which doesn't really look predominating, so I don't know. There's those mining and stuff over here, so it's good to know that. And I guess the highway, I want to say it's this green thing, which I don't think it is, but it looks like it is. So that's not even a highway in the simulator. Looks more of like power lines. Well, what would be power lines? So, well, we'll call it anyways. And I got a time of 34 minutes right now. But yeah, if you fly the 152, you're gonna save money when you train. And then the 172, like I said, it's a lot more of trimming because it's a heavier aircraft, so it needs a little bit more. I don't want to say muscle power, but I'm going to say it anyways. A little bit more muscle power when handling the yoke. It feels heavier when you're deflecting the wind with the wings and stuff. So
I want to do barrel rolls and loop the loop.
Oh,
all that
and
kind of stuff.
thank you to Hank
do that kind of
W004.
flying
It's been nice talking with you so far, and I appreciate you following. But yeah, if you have any questions, you let me know, and I'll try to answer them the best I can. But I still fly the 152 here and there. Again, when I first got my private pilot certificate and I was flying friends and stuff, I could only take one in the 152, and they're like 6 feet tall and like, you know, 160 pounds. Me, I'm short and a little plump there, so I had to take fuel out the wing. I went flying for an hour. I said, show up an hour after this, and then I was able to take them up, because it burns about 6 gallons an hour. But the fuel cost is not a big thing to me, because the place where I rent, it comes with the fuel. It's an hourly rate for the engine being on. So, all right, next checkpoint is the Whiteface River, which will be on the other side of the VOR circle here. But the 152, I will say this, in the simulator, if you get the 152 mod, that will make it a little bit more realistic. It still has some quirks, at least in my opinion. But a lot of these planes float too much without mods, which I didn't do a mod on this one except for the GPS, which I haven't seen much change with it. But the C-152X, if you check for that on GitHub, you should download the mod and go with that. You know, it's funny, I did the training, you know, the training tutorials in this. I did that just to see what it was like on the 152, and it was very literal compared to what we do in real life. And like with the settings and the speeds and stuff, like basically it's the same procedure on this, but when we're on downwind, we're beam the numbers. In other words, we're perpendicular from the numbers of the run we're going to land. We go on the 1700 RPMs. That should get us down to about 80, but at about 110, we put the first 10 degrees of flaps in on the 172. Whereas in the 152, you wait till you get to the white arc, because it doesn't have that capability with the upper speed. See, this blue right here would say 110. So 152, just look for 152 mod GitHub, GITHUB, and they keep updating it here and there. So you want to make sure you have the most current version, which is 0.17. He fixed a lot of things on it, and he explained a lot of things that I didn't even look for. Like, for example, the 152, and this is the extended range model, so it holds more fuel and everything, and it has the more powerful engine. I almost said engine, which means that it's a little bit more kick than the 152 that most people have. So, yeah. What's with the 3 stars? Is that bad or good? Yeah. So, and all you do is you install that in your community folder, and if you don't like it, you just take that folder right back out and uninstalls it. So, but I thought it was a lot better. I gave some feedback. Oh yeah, it won't let you post links, because I don't let people post links. So, you know what? Let me get it. I'll get it for you. Sorry, I kind of left that on there only because I was getting some spamming going on. 0.17, there it is. Okay, So here's the link to the 152. But Dan, I do appreciate that, so thanks. And again, we are coming up. We're right near Evelyn, Virginia Airport. Kilo Echo Victor Mike. I'll be off to our left over here somewhere. Right over there, actually. And our next checkpoint again will be Whiteface River, which is still about 15 nautical miles ahead of us. We're 19. It's a lot better than what it was in Prepared in FSX if you get the Coronado, which was the best model I thought that you can get. I had to mod that thing. But I think the 152, you know, honestly, these models are a lot better than they've ever been. It's just they're still not totally accurate, so. Exactly. I keep getting that over and over again, and while I appreciate it because it kind of counts it as interactions on chat for my stream, yeah, I just keep blocking them, so. But, you know, we do what we do, so. I like to earn my fans, or I should say followers. I don't like to just buy them. But it's funny because I've had people offer to buy my DIY YouTube channel, which again pays for all my flying. But they're like, oh yeah, I want to buy you out. You have some. Well, the problem is like some of those videos have me and my son fixing things. So I'm not gonna let like someone buy videos with my son on them. I'm sorry. Number one. Number two, it pays for my flying. So why would I want to sell the whole channel for one lump price? It doesn't make sense to me. And three, I help people out on that. You know, I show them how to like restart an oil burner when you have to get an oil order and you ran out of oil and stuff. So I try to help people at the same time, and de facto it helps me so that I can pay for flying in the real world. So it's a good setup. I never intended it to be that way, but as I kept training, I kept making videos, and I was inspired to make more and more. And you know, we do okay. It's not a living at all, but I guess so. I guess that's what they would do. They'd probably promote the heck out of it, and then videos. I guess I don't know, but I never even really asked for a price or anything because you know, honestly, if you're dealing with those people, they're probably thinking that you're a schmuck already because, I mean, it's basically, see, I'm a trained musician, so I get the idea of royalties and songwriting and copyright. So like, as long as people are viewing the videos, and I'm already over, I got like what, 8,400 subscribers today. We just got that today, so that's awesome. But I keep making money every month. And I don't mean to say I just sit back and do nothing. Like I make a video when something is worth it, a product review or a do-it-yourself project. Like I just fixed up my bike. I have to make videos on that sometimes too, because that'll help people. But literally, like during the summer, it got really busy, and I've been working on the Eric Flight channel more to get more and more over there. Because honestly, that's another passion of mine. I'd just like to share that with people. But that's not making any money because again, I don't have 1,000 subscribers, and not only that, I want to earn them. I don't want to just buy them. But anyways, I guess the big thing I'm saying is he'd probably offer me like a lump sum. It'd be like a work for hire at that point. He'd just say, all right, here's like $10,000 and you just give me the whole account and it's mine, and he'd earn all the royalties. So, and you'd probably have to keep making content because the way that YouTube works, you have to keep releasing videos here and there so that way you're included in the search results. But the biggest thing, hence why I ask people to please like and subscribe. So if you get the thumbs up on the videos, it kind of ranks it up so that people find it. Like the when I showed people how to restart their oil burner, or oh, I ran out of oil, what should I do? That really happened to me, and of course my wife was taking a shower at the time. But I actually did a video while I fixed it, and it helped a lot of people out. I got like 1,000 thumbs up on that one because people will be stranded, and you can use diesel fuel just to get through a night or two till the oil comes. So I showed people that they could do that, and I had a lot of thanks on that video. So it's not about the money. Like, it's nice to earn the money so I could fly and everything, but to help people out is just another aspect that makes it worthwhile, you know? Like, I can only imagine, like, people that are in dire straits and they're like, oh God, the oil just shut off, we need heat tonight. Not knowing that you can just go to the gas station, get some diesel, put about 10 gallons in there, and then you just reprime the thing, and it's really easy. It's just a nut that you unscrew, and so I do videos like that to help people, so. You know it. Like, subscribe, smash that bell, and follow on Twitch. But it does help me, and I do try to help people. I don't just do it for the money. So with the Eric Flight channel, it started out with me just wanting to share what I did while I earned my private pilot certificate, and then just take video wherever I go, because honestly my wife never wants to fly with me. She doesn't feel comfortable, nor will she let my kids fly with me. So it gives me something to do while I'm flying, and it lets people see what general aviation, what it's like in the real world from a pilot standpoint. So, and I'd like to do more adventures though too, like when I went to Martha's Vineyard and biked around it, I took video. So still keeping the flight aspect in there, but it'd be nice to take more destination videos for like a vlog with the flying type thing. But again, it's going to take more money to do that, because the further I go out, the more money it costs to rent the plane. So, and the 172s, the 172P is $125 an hour, which isn't bad. I mean, the prices are reasonable where I rent from, which is my flight school that I got my certificate at. And then the 172 M&N are IFR rated, so they're $135 an hour, and that includes fuel. So, and then the 152 is $100 an hour, and there's two of them. So if one goes down and one's in maintenance, you can still fly. And that got better, because when I was at the training, there's only one 152. So when it went down, like one time they had to overhaul the whole engine, because I guess there were metal shavings in the PCV valve, and well, what was the airplane version of the PCV valve? And that was after they had the engine overhaul, so they had to get a new one in there, and it took like a good 3 weeks. So if they had the other 152, I could have flown during the other weeks, but you know, it is what it is, and those are things you put up with training. Never mind New England, where the weather can change, like it did this Saturday. It was looking good, then it was looking rainy, and then hey, it looks good, but the gusts are up to 25 knots, and like, I'm not going to take a 152 into 25 knot gusts all day long. If it was just like taking off at 25 knot gusts, but then the destination was good, yeah, it's a minimum 3 hours. So pretty much they'll charge you for 3 hours at least. If it goes over 3 hours on the hobs, which is this thing right here, that's what they get you by. It's engine on time, basically. That's what they charge you for. So it's a 3 hour minimum. So you might as well fly 3 hours if you just keep it overnight somewhere, no matter what, you know. Count the hours in your flight book. But my flight school is pretty good. A lot of flight schools follow that model too. 3 hour minimum for overnight. But for example, when I went to Martha's Vineyard in August, it was a 25-minute flight there and like a 35-minute flight back. No, just the hour. So the hobs right here, let's say this flight, right? It's about 54 minutes. That's what I calculated. It's looking like it's going to be a little bit more than that, but probably come out to like an hour and 15 minutes total engine on time with the run-up and everything. So you're talking like 100. What's 1/6 of 100? We'll add that to 100, and then so probably about $125 for this flight. And if you took it in the 152, no, it's really not. And like the owner of my flight school, he's really understanding. Because a lot of flight schools, if like you canceled on them due to window stuff, that's your call as a pilot. You're not gonna go against your own word. Like I have a rule where if it's like 20 knot gusts, that's when I start worrying. When it's 25, it's a no-go for me. And the flight school doesn't let any planes up in when the knots go up to 29 gusts or whatever. They're not gonna let you fly. Period. So 25 is getting up there, which is why I canceled it. But all right, we're right over the Whiteface River right here. Good checkpoint, and I got 46 minutes. We're also gonna have to start getting the weather in Duluth pretty soon because we're about 11 minutes out. And we're right on track there. Island Lake's our next checkpoint, but I don't know if I'll actually really check that because then Duluth's after that. So let's take one final look out here. Pretty nice day. Thought it was going to be overcast. It says overcast 4900 on Wex Weather Force, so we'll see what happens. Hey, how's it going? Nice to see you. I actually checked out your stream the other night, Mesnak. So I was checking it out. I kind of bounce here and there between streams, but you had some good stuff going there. All right, let's get some Duluth weather here and see what is in the simulator. 124.1. And see what we have. Duluth, here we come. If this has a... There we go.
22000. 1274 at 27. Visibility, none. Sky condition, clear. Temperature,
That's weird.
Dew point, 1 tree. Altimeter tree, 0.18. ILS runway, 27 in use.
27.
Landing and departing runway, 27. DSR, aircraft, say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
Oh yeah, we check it out once in a while.
Initial contact, you have golf.
You are on my follow list. I like to follow people that I appreciate. Yep. It's got that little glitch there. When you switch the radio back and forth between channels, you might have to do it with the manual button, because with the Saitek panel it doesn't always go back. See what I'm saying? It's like weird. Eventually it will. Ah. What a pain. Stop. How about now? Good. I don't... No. If that's a big problem, I'm just going to turn off the comm. Oh my god.
22000. 1274 at 27. Visibility, none.
What a pain. Stop it. You should be able to turn that off. It doesn't even let you turn it off. Alright.
1274 at
Come on now. You were doing this the other day. You were fine.
Duluth Airport information.
My god.
22000. 1274 at 27. Visibility,
I don't know.
none.
I have no clue. But anyways,
Condition, clear.
we're going to call when we're about 10 miles out here.
Dew point,
Oh, it
1
definitely
tree.
is. Oh, was that prepared for you too? I didn't have a problem with prepared.
ILS run.
That's Duluth right there, okay?
Duluth Airport information.
Alright,
call.
so now that's started. We'll flip it back, and it should just be Unicom for your bat sim. I guess the weather was that important. She's like, no, I'm going on Unicom. You're not avoiding me. Alright, it is what it is. So anyways, Island Lake would be a checkpoint, and that would be right off to our left up ahead. So probably this lake over here, or at least one of these lakes would be the one that's jutting out the most. So yeah, I'd see that. Really? Oh yeah, but that was the actual programming of it. Like, it would pick up like a CTAF that was also a weather station, and it was just like far away. It was like ridiculous. So it's just, that was a programming issue. This is an actual, like, the GPS comms like just get stuck, and then you have to keep going back and forth until it like stays where it's supposed to. So yeah, I mean the Saitek radio panel works great. It's just that that's the issue. So I don't know. When I tried this GPS mod, I didn't read all the features that it updated, but I couldn't get it to do direct like real world either, because I was practicing on the 172N in real life with the GPS, and I had it pretty good thanks to this simulator, because it kind of refreshed my memory on everything. Because the 152 we don't have the GPS obviously in it, and the 172P we have like a old 200 series that I don't even use because it's not worth it. I just use my tablet with the VAR. But it is what it is. All right, Minneapolis Center still on, so we'll get them ready to go. 133.4. We'll just have them on standby here. But I do have to say the radios are better for one thing in this, and that is you can put something in COM 2 and monitor it. So like, let's say I wanted to have the weather there. What was it again? 124.1. I dial it in down here. Okay, and just like real life, I can monitor it, so that way I can hear my transmissions while I'm still getting the weather at the same time. So here we go, watch. COM 2, turn it on, and I'll monitor it while I'm still on 122.8 for transmitting. So,
Duluth Airport information call 2200.
which is an awesome feature. We use that a lot in the real world.
1274 at 27.
So,
Visibility, none.
then you turn it off when you don't want to hear it. But see, you're supposed to be able to do that with COM 1 as well. Like if you only want to hear COM 2, and that doesn't let you do it.
Duluth
So,
Airport information.
the only thing I think of, maybe because you have it transmitting on COM 1. So let's try that. If I go to COM 2, yeah, I guess so, that's what it is.
Duluth Airport
Alright, but we're transmitting on COM 1. But again, it's good practice to get used to that. And it does help. Especially when you haven't flown the 172N in like the longest time. But that cockpit feels narrow for some reason compared to the 172s the other ones that are at the flight school. So I don't know. I like the 172P, but that's VFR rate is what I do my instrument rating. I'm gonna have to fly the 172N and M. But I had a good flight in the 172N. We went to where was it? It'll come back to me. Let me look at the chart again. Oh, Danielson, Connecticut. That's what it was. So, which was a checkpoint in the latest Willimantic Wyndham Airport video I just posted on the Eric Flight channel. Real life video. It seems like I just lost my GPS signal on my tablets. Let's reload that. It does that very rarely, but it does happen. All right, so we have to go to Minneapolis Center. We're on COM 1, still transmitting on COM 1. So, Minneapolis Center, November 489 Echo Foxtrot.
Number 489er Echo Foxtrot, Minneapolis.
Cessna, Echo Foxtrot, type 172. We're about 8 miles to the northwest of Duluth, and we're going to request a full stop.
489er Echo Foxtrot, roger. Enter right downwind, runway 27, report midfield.
Right downwind, runway 27, and report midfield for 9 Echo Foxtrot. Alright, so we're already kind of there. Let's go look for the airport, and we're going to start descending here.
489er Echo Romeo, negative.
Down. That's Duluth right there. So, should be good. And again, we're using Minneapolis Center as the tower here, so we are cleared to go into the Class Delta airspace. Pattern altitude would be about 2,400. So we don't have that far to go down here. Trim down. And we'll report midfield. And we're going to be going this way and into the airport. We're kind of like on a right 45 right now, so excellent instruction from the controller, if I do say so myself. And got my airport diagram ready to go. Good news is with Rex Weather Force, it kind of has the same weather as VATSIM, so the runways are the same, whereas the default it's.
Okay, I was 4595 Minneapolis.
Oh, okay,
Center,
cool. We're live. We're live, everybody. So I hopefully won't mess up.
4595 Minneapolis. Observed out like you radar contacts 80 miles northwest of Dickinson. Altitude indicates flight level 350.
I don't mean to brag, but I can't remember the last time I crashed on the simulator. Except for
I'm sorry, I blocked you. Go ahead, say again.
Oh, 9 Echo Romeo. So it appears on the chart supplement that the airport is Class Echo, so is that like technically a controlled airspace?
Or 9 Echo Romeo, yeah, that's correct, but it does not have an operational control tower, so that'll be your discretion on the way there, VFR.
Alright, we're getting there. It should be a good landing.
We are beginning our descent.
But again, last time I had a plane crash was when I sent the drone out. And
Delta 2829, right?
Oh, cool. Well, hopefully I don't screw up, so. I mean, it's okay to screw up as long as they understand what your intentions are, honestly. You try not to, but if you put something out of order or whatever, I do in the real world once in a great while, and they don't correct me there either. They just make sure they get the information they need, so. We do what we can, and we do the best we can. And by doing the simulator, again, you get to practice this, especially with VATSIM. I know a lot of people get intimidated, but if you are going for your private, it's a good way of practicing your comms.
Number 4081, taxi via Alpha across runway 20.
27's pretty wide. I gotta look for the ramp that I'm gonna land at eventually too. I mean, go to. That would be the, I guess, the midfield ramp. And FBO's over there too. So we'll just say the FBO ramp. Okay, we're gonna be turning a right downwind right about now. We're clear on our left as we. And we'll also call midfield, so. Right ones are a little bit harder because you have the perspective over there, being on the right, but see if this does it. We're also a little fast. Now we're descending too much. So about halfway up, nah, a little close. Cessna Echo Foxtrot, right midfield, runway 27, Duluth, 9 Echo Foxtrot. I feel like I just messed up. I told him Duluth just to remind him, but we'll see.
We're 9 Echo Foxtrot, runway 27, wind 280 at 7, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 27, 9 Echo Foxtrot. Down to 1700. Once we're under 110, do 10 degrees of flaps, and we angle down slightly. I'm going to trim up because I'm trimmed down too much. And, should be about 1700. Should be going down to about 80, so I'm going to level off a little bit, get that to go up to 80. Check our distance still. I have to go a little extended downwind at most airports in the simulator because the peripheral vision stinks. Alright, Alright, let's turn right base. We're clear on the right. And then once we stabilize on the base, we will, oops, we're gonna pick that nose up a little bit, get to 80. Thank you. We will go to 1500 RPMs and do another 10 degrees of flaps. So this is what we do. All right, 1500, 10 more degrees. That should slow us down to about 75, 70. And I know that we're probably gonna have to turn right away because again, peripheral vision sucks. There we go. But so you kind of get used to it too. It's kind of like a feeling in the simulator, and we did pretty good today. Sometimes I overshoot it still, and we're still going way too fast. Looking pretty good on the setup. We are going too fast, so I'm gonna pull out the throttle. If I have to, I'll put some full flaps in. Nose up, and the trim. Looking good. Should be about 70. So when we hit 70, we'll put a little throttle in. Here we go. There's no messing up. There's just landings. As long as you land, any landing is a good landing. Of course, good landings are encouraged. But like I said, real world, you just try to get the information that you need out. And of course, we're trained to get out in a certain way. But if you forget something, like I said, midfield downwind, I wouldn't say Duluth because the tower would know I'm Duluth. But for him, I wanted to make sure. Full flaps. Should be down to about 65. Got a little bit of throttle in there. And we'll pull it out as soon as we're going to start our flare, which is about 10 feet off of the runway. Yeah, you kind of get used to it. It becomes second nature after a while. But here we go. We already got the throttle out. We're just going to flare. But you see how much it floats? It doesn't float as much as this in the real world usually. And we're good. I'm going to keep off that nose wheel until now. There we go. Flaps up. The other thing that's not real lifelike is you usually pull back the throttle, the yoke all the way for aerodynamic braking, but look, it wants to fly again. So you can't really do that here. Usually by like 40, 30 knots, you're good. It won't climb. He's like, now it won't, but it's weird. All right, we'll turn off to the left here on Alpha 4. Clear the runway, do the checklist. And then contact center again, because at VATSIM, if the ground's not available, you go to the air traffic control that is above it. So if you follow this video for the 172 at least, and the 152, 152 is a little different on the flaps because you have to be in the white arc whenever you deploy flaps. On this one, 110 knots, you can do 10 degrees. But anyways, flaps are up, strobes off, trim set for takeoff. There we go. That's pretty much what the thing is there. All right. I gotta call up them and say Alpha 4. Okay. Minneapolis Center, Cessna Echo Foxtrot, clear of runway 27 at Alpha 4, requesting taxi to the ramp at Duluth.
We're 9 Echo Foxtrot, roger, taxi via Alpha to the ramp.
All right, via Alpha to the ramp for 9 Echo Foxtrot. And it's as easy as that. Usually if you have real world ground and stuff, they'll already tell you where to go on, to go to ground. And sometimes they won't even do that. If tower is the same thing as ground, they might just give you the directions when you're clear of that. So, but the ramp is right over here with the FBO. So we'll see where to park this. I'm probably going to call it a night after this, though, because it is getting late here and I do have to work tomorrow. So we'll probably save the next leg for tomorrow, and hopefully I can get on tomorrow. I think I can. So, but I do appreciate you all tuning in, and appreciate you also chatting with me, because sometimes I have people watch and I have no problem. I love people just tuning in but it's always fun to interact with people. Okay, we'll park right here. Should be at about 1,000 RPMs. But really, a lot of it's just power settings, looking for the right airspeed, and that could change too with winds and everything. And it's really just a process you get down, you know. And the same thing with pilot training. Like I've done, I think the last time I looked at my flight log, I've done like
Mike is now
550 landings over all the years I've flown so far, and it's just, how am I gonna say this? It's like playing an instrument. Seeing I'm a musician, I kind of relate to that. You kind of know where you're going with things, and then you're just altering for winds and stuff. So, all right, with that checklist, I'll turn this thing off. Flaps up, strobes off. I like to leave the landing light and taxi light on when I taxi, so I left those on. ELT, verify silent, avionics off.
1580 Minneapolis, roger, expect this.
Right, not mode seeing, we'll disconnect from that sim. Yeah, Cubs are slow, and a lot of the Cubs I know do short finals. So all lights off except for beacon because the engine's still running. All right, good. All right, we're gonna do mixture fully. Mags off, master off, lights off, and do the parking brake. However, in the real world, we almost never put the parking brake on because it's hydraulic, and if you have a leak in the hydraulic lines anywhere, you're not gonna have brakes after. So, not a good idea. We usually just put chocks on it, or you do the tie down. So, but anyways, let's take the drone out and check out Duluth and the airport here. Hopefully, this is where I have problems once in a great while. Like I was in Santa Ana, and I tried to look for Disneyland, and I sent the drone out there, even though the aircraft was off like this. And yeah, it said I crashed and ruined my landing gear. So we'll just go with it. But Duluth, Minnesota, everybody, thank you for staying with me. The airport, this is default. Doesn't look that bad. And see if we can get downtown Duluth, which is south of here. So let's get some runway headings. Also going to speed up the drone as fast as it will go. That was 27 that I came off of, right? Oh yeah, anytime. I like to share, you know. So that's going west. If that's west, then that's east. Which way is north? Here we go. Runway 3. So this is north. So downtown Duluth should be not that way. We should be going south. There you go. Wow, you see that? They have like cliffs over there near the water. They are around Lake, what is it? Is it Superior? Yeah, Lake Superior. So it's right on there. So that is Lake Superior over there. As long as my GPS is... No, it's not updating. It goes by the plane, not the drone there. But this is Duluth, Minnesota, everybody. And again, as we get east, there's more and more bigger cities that we're going to see. But right here looks pretty cool. And Lake Superior over here. I would love you to join me. The problem is it's getting late where I am, and I do have to work tomorrow. So the One Travel, definitely follow me, and you can fly along with me any flight. I make sure I leave the Microsoft Flight Simulator server on and do all that stuff. But I'm unfortunately not going to be able to do the next leg tonight. I'll probably be doing that tomorrow. But follow along. And I also have a Discord server, which is on the stream. Let's see, this way. And you can join that, and I usually post when I'm going to fly things there. So feel free to do that, because I love to fly with people. I always encourage people to fly with me. Again, the issue is just I have kids and family, so they take up some time, and I'm not able to have a steady schedule, which is why I don't have a schedule of streaming. I kind of do it when I can, so, which kind of stinks, to be honest with you, but that's just the way the cookie crumbles. But this is Duluth, Minnesota. Here's the airport where we just landed, and it was a great flight. A lot more entertaining with people chatting, so again, I appreciate that. And we'll go right back to the aircraft, and at this time we'll go back in the airplane. And I just want to say thank you so much for joining me tonight. Remember to follow on Twitch, and also check out the Eric Flight YouTube channel. I just did post a real world video again from Willimantic, Connecticut, from Plymouth to Willimantic, Connecticut, which is Wyndham Airport, and it was a great time. I do highly encourage everyone, if you want to fly with me, please join the Discord, because that's the only way I'm going to be able to announce when I'm going to fly to people, except for the Virtual USA Flying Club, which I post there on when I'm going to do a Twitch stream and stuff. But you guys are already here, so you know what that's like. And yeah, we'll fly together. Mesnat, keep streaming, buddy, by the way. I like your stream, so I'll be checking you out too in the future, and continue to check out mine. We'll get going there, but remember to follow. We're trying to get to 50 so I can get some emojis going on and some more interactive stuff. So without further ado, though, thank you so much and have a great night. We'll see you.